So, squat form. Martin facing the camera here, feet about hip width apart. So the key with squatting is that we move from the hips, not just the knees. So the first movement in a squat, number one for balance purposes, Martin's going to put his arms straight out. He's going to push his butt backwards and then sit back into those hips and repeat that motion. Perfect. So he's pushing the butt back, he's sitting down in the hips. Posture is decent, he's staying upright, the chest, he's not folding too much of the hip, he's basically just moving up and down. A little bit wider, Martin, with the feet, just to show a slightly different angle. And same thing, sitting back into those hips. And stop. Now, when you see movement deficiency, so we'll often see in a squat is a knee dominant squat, so we'll move the feet probably a little closer together. And then don't push the butt back, just move the knees forward. So this is typically what we'll see. And that drives a lot of pressure from the knee joints. The further that knee comes forward of the toe. And so, come on up. Where do you feel that, Martin? That was more in the quad, yes?
Yes.
Burning the quads. So, as you push the butt back, we clear that up, no problem. The other thing we'll see a lot is the knees folding inward. So, kind of a exactly. And so in a lot of young female athletes, that's something we really want to work against because that will predispose you to ACL injury. And so as Martin does that squat, if he can't, go ahead and do that again. If he cannot do that, I'm going to fire up. I'm going to get him to push against me. Come on up. And so he's pushing. So he's training the muscles that I need him to train. Go ahead, keep going. In order to keep those knees. So he's firing up those outer glutes, those external rotators of the hip, helping him do this squat a whole lot better. The other thing we'll sometimes see is, go ahead in your wider position, Martin. And do a squat, a good one. Good. So take your tushy to one side or the other. So oftentimes a dominant arm, a person will put weight into that hip. And so a lot of times to correct that, basically making them aware. So have people do their squats in front of a mirror, hold a stick up behind them so they can see that they're actually displacing their center of gravity significantly over the one leg.